So I think we're live, peeps. I think we are live.
Come on, let's go.
Live stream from Views TV official. Everyone's a pundit. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and give us some likes because the likes help the channel grow. Anyway, if you are new, let's get the people to introduce themselves so you can get familiar. Let me start with Torch at the bottom, please.
Yes, it's Torch. At What Happened F-Ball. Follow me. Look at my videos on what happened to like any footballer that was popping, and yeah, man, you don't really hear about them anymore. So it's a new series that I've just started. Part one's of Berahino. I've been looking to do more on that in the upcoming future. I can't even get my words out.
All good. So yeah, just to give you a bit of background, Torch is doing basically what happened to footballers and just doing a little story. As he said, the first one is on Berahino. So what happened to Berahino? So it's good. Go and check it out. Berahino was a top young talent, boy.
Yeah,
I checked it out. It's a really good article. So yeah, Torch sent it through. I checked it out. It's really good. So it's really informative. Check it out, peeps.
Wicked. You introduce yourself anyway, rude boy.
I put a big smile on my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, you see the P. When you see the peanut, represents T. Let's go.
There we go. Yes. Wicked. And Dash.
come on, it's your boy Dashiki Dash, aka Mr. Dash Active TV, aka Mr. Dash of Sports. I'm here in the building, man, repping all day, every day.
Serious.
Yeah, he ain't hiding. I thought he may have put a different top on today, but he's come repping his team. Torch is a Liverpool fan. For those of you that don't know, you can already see who Pat supports. And I am Semps. If you don't know, follow me at Semps on Twitter. And I'm a United fan, struggling United fan right now these days, boy. It's just
you got the W, man. You got the W. So yeah, you got the 3 points.
That W, we'll talk about it, but it's an anything W really when you check it. But anyway, we're gonna get into today. Just to give you guys a rundown of the results so far this weekend in the Premier League. Started off in the the midday game, Newcastle 0, Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 1. What's that? Brighton 2, Tottenham 2, Man City 0.
Let's go!
Man United 1, West Brom 0, Fulham 2, Everton 3. That was earlier on today. And Sheffield United 0, West Ham 1. And Leeds 0-0 with Arsenal.
We'll take the point, boys. We'll take the point.
No. It's not your time yet.
Take the point, boys.
It's not your time yet. He's getting it all in already.
Oh, no, allow it.
And then Liverpool 3, Leicester 0. So we need Torch there. Torch is having some internet connection problems. We can't see him.
I can hear him, no?
Just about can hear him.
Yeah.
Can't really see him.
I think he's gonna leave and come back.
You're gonna leave and come back. All right, leave and come back.
No, I went to try and get better connection.
Seen. Okay. Yep, we're live, people, on YouTube. So I'm just getting the link now. I'm just gonna put it out on the socials so people know, because this is the first time we're ever doing this.
I did see the notification come up on my screen and phone saying that we're live.
Oh, wicked.
It is notified. If you're a subscriber, it will pop up.
There you go.
Wicked. If you've got the notification bell on. But this is just easier for me now. I don't have to worry about putting it out on Tuesday morning. We can dissect the games live and direct, you know what I mean? Straight away. And then the video will be there for people to watch tomorrow, so we can push that out to peeps as well. Anyway, Torch looks like he's struggling, man. Let's first of all get into this Tottenham game, Pat. Let's get into this Tottenham game because you lot beat Man City 2-0. You know, I've called it a Jose masterclass, but not in a disrespectful way. I think that was a solid performance, defensively strong. But anyway, rather than me ramble on, talk to us. What are your thoughts on that performance there? Was you surprised, first of all, Pat? Was you surprised?
No, I was confident. I said that would beat them. But I mean, we all knew that Man City got a lot of the ball. I already expected that. I was surprised that he started Sissoko. What I wanted to see in the middle was Højbjerg, Gio, and then also Ndombele, because I knew it'd be a very ticky-tacky game. Man City aren't a physical team, so I thought that we would try and go toe-to-toe with their technicians. But to be fair, Jose got it right. He got it spot on. Bergwijn started really brightly. He was causing trouble. His footwork at the beginning was really good. He was causing them trouble. Obviously, Sissoko and Højbjerg as a double pivot caused a lot of issues. Højbjerg was cleaning up. Every time he lost the ball, he would just quickly try and win it back. And he's just keeping it simple. He wins the ball. He gives it to the guys that can play. Ndombele was doing bits. He did tire around about the 60th minute, but you could see at the beginning how he was like trying to find the runners and obviously put the people in. Harry Kane, no one could get near him. Do you know what I mean? His hold-up play was stupendous. And he was just, I mean, Laporte is considered as one of the best centre-backs in the league, and he couldn't get near him at all. Do you know what I mean? Kane was just bullying him. And even at the end, you know, when Gary Neville was like, he's just toying with them. Kane just put the burners on him, ran, like, he was, Kane looked fantastic. And then Son just does what he does, running off people, and obviously he's clinical. Do you know what I mean? It was a really good clinical performance because, like, even like no shade to Leeds. You saw Leeds today; they had about 30-odd shots. Didn't really test Arsenal. Arsenal weren't really in danger today. Yeah, the ball hit the post and blah blah blah. But
hey, my friend, speak about Tottenham, man. Just keep it with the Tottenham for
Tottenham,
the
Arsenal. But yeah,
my man's there trying to skip.
But very clinical performance, and defensively as well. We were they had a lot of the ball, but as soon as it got to that final third or just outside the penalty box, we just closed down their players. Do you know what I mean? Dyer and Toby were brilliant, got a lot of blocks in. So it was a Jose masterclass in a positive way.
What do you say to that there, Pat, from Mr. Footy 121? Spurs will bottle it again.
What does he mean by bottle it? To be fair,
well, you know what bottling it means.
Nah. Listen, we're doing well. That's all I can say. I said this year that we'd finish third. I still predict that. I don't think we're going to win the league, but obviously, if we can see improvements. To be fair, if we can challenge for as long as we can challenge, then I'm happy. And I want to see improvements every year. I don't think that we're going to win the league. I don't think so. I think Liverpool and Man City are definitely stronger than us throughout the course of the season, but we can continue doing what we're doing. We'll just see where the chips fall. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. What did you think? What did you make of it, Dash?
Nah, obviously, despite the rivalry between us, you got to give kudos to Spurs. I think they approached the game in the most perfect way. Like you need to know and understand the teams that you're playing against. So there's no point in trying to go up against Man City and trying to play toe-to-toe. You got to figure them out. And that's exactly what we kind of did last season, obviously in the FA Cup semi-final. We found a way to find the victory in it at the end of the day. So, despite Man City being a bit toothless, you still know that they're a dangerous side and they can cut you open. So having less ball possession, you're going to have that with Man City, so it's not really a big issue. The key factor is about being clinical, and that was the key factor. You had like 3 chances, and we
had about 4 chances, two on target and 2 goals. So
you pretty much scored at the right times as well. You scored early. The only thing, obviously, Pat, we was chatting in a group chat, is like we was just a bit worried. Well, you was just a bit worried in terms of not scoring that second goal. You still soaked up enough pressure. If the goal stood, then maybe the game would have changed. Who knows?
Definitely.
But it didn't, and goals obviously changes games, and the penalty wasn't given, but you scored again. So once you scored that second, you killed them off, and no one can really turn around and say, "Oh, it's a negative way of playing football." You got to find ways to win games, innit, at the end of the day. So you got to give up to Spurs and Jose Mourinho for that.
Pat, we've got a question there from Red. from Red Talk TV. Wait, you can read.
Yeah, the question is, can Spurs win the Europa League? I'd like to think so. Yeah, I'd like to think that we're one of the stronger teams. You got to be wary that the third place Champions League teams will drop down, so there will be some good teams coming down. But we've been a Champions League team for the last 4 years, so I'd expect us to be able to go toe to toe with all. But you got some good teams in there. But yeah, why not? I would like to think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You lot can win the Europa League, man. You can. Obviously, it's early days and it's a cup competition. Anything can happen, but can you win it? Yes, you can. Will you win it? That's where it's
a different question. Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? But you can definitely win it. What do you think about that question there from Marcel? Real Madrid will buy Kane or Son next season?
I've heard that for the last 3 or 4 years. So, next.
Nah, they won't. They won't. I don't think there's enough money in the game right now for teams. You've seen that Madrid have struggled. They didn't even buy a player this season, so I don't think things are going to change much next season. And the whole key factor to it is like there's no fans in stadiums, so where's the money being generated?
Yeah, where's the revenue? Yeah,
where's the revenue? So that is very key, and we're going to see that in the Premier League as well in the January transfer. That there ain't going to be much money in that.
Well, I see you messaging a lot, and I was speaking to Beer Culture London about this. Like a lot of Spurs fans I've seen are like, what are you lot saying about Kane now? What are you lot saying about Kane now? And I'm like, Kane has already been a bad man from a long time. Like I can't see anybody. I don't see anybody knocking Kane. Like it's pound for pound. Kane is the best striker in the league since TH10. I don't know what that means. He then
Thierry
says
Henry.
Oh, no, Thierry Henry 14. But
you got it wrong. But I knew what he meant straight away. Yeah.
In terms of consistency, Rooney and Aguero, obvious other top shouts. But the all-round game and numbers, I can't argue with that comment at all.
You know what it is with Kane? It's just the overriding argument when you put him amongst the top guys.
Yes, Dan. What? Big up, bro. Big up.
Yes, Dan.
Is the fact that he's not won anything. That's always the forever argument in it. Because if you're putting him in the elitist section, is the fact that he hasn't won anything, and that's usually the overriding argument.
That's the only thing
to doubt him as a striker. His numbers add up for themselves, innit? At the end of the day, he's added obviously a different dimension to his game this season. Not added, but he's much more improved in that side of his game this season, based on his assists, based on his contributions with scoring goals and also creating as well. So that's just adding another dimension to him. And I like seeing Son being the guy that's finishing up the chances.
Yeah,
someone begging for the 4G.
But yeah, no. The reason why I put those tweets out, Sebs, is because ball. The ball is no ball, but there might be disrespect. Kane is mental. So I put those little tweets out just to get people
But Pat, I don't think it isn't. I don't think it's outright disrespect, because you can't disrespect him in that sense. I think it's just based on putting him up there with the elite. You need to understand, when you're putting him there amongst the elites, there has to be a room for argument on why he's up there with the elite. He's not won anything yet, so until he wins something, then
we can all talk about and you know what, we use winning things as a way to beat certain players down to help our arguments, whatever. But this is a team game. He's been playing for Spurs. Do you know what I mean? And this is no disrespect or shade, Pat. I swear to God.
I know.
But like, it's not like he was playing for another team. Like, he's been doing his thing, innit, consistently now for a long period of time. So I don't get any sort of attack on Kane in any way, because he's been doing his thing on a regular basis.
That's not, but I don't ever see that being an debate though. But
that's what I'm saying. I'm just wondering what's all of what you lot saying. Like, these performances we're seeing from Kane now, we've seen these before.
That's what I'm saying. So the debate is not there, is it? The debate has never been on like his ability or his goals.
Kane was disrespected, not by you lot, but by a lot of people. Trust me, I see it. That's why I obviously tweet.
In what way though? In what way? So in what way?
They from Arsenal fans.
Arsenal fans. Liverpool fans, like a lot
No,
of people. But
as Liverpool
Kane,
fans, I think Liverpool fans respect Kane. And we respect
we
him
can
highly.
we can hear you, Torch. We can't see you, boy.
Torch is in the
Oh,
background, boy.
sorry.
You said
He's
Liverpool.
there.
You just
Do you know what it
snuck
is?
out and-
Honestly, yeah.
You
I
gotta get
don't
some
want to
light,
mess up
bro.
the connection by adding the
Yeah.
camera. Is that okay?
I see.
Yeah. Do your thing, man.
This is the first
Yeah,
time I can actually hear you lot without it sketching, honestly.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Anything goes on the live, boy.
We're live, baby.
No,
We live.
not after today. I know to upgrade my Wi-Fi still.
Kane never dropped
Yeah.
cross. It's actually unfair on Kane. 25.
Yeah,
Yes, Dan. See, Dan
Dan is-
knows ball though. Do you know what I mean? Dan is credible. He knows his stuff. So that's calm. That's why I said pound for pound, guys. Not all strikers can't put these up Spurs. PB. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna say nothing, but yeah, cool. Liverpool have a Dan cheek to disrespect Kane. Exactly, Dan. Yes, yeah. Game over.
Every Liverpool fan would take him over Firmino. Put it like that.
Yes, yeah. See, this is why we have Torch up in here, because Torch is a real.
But you got Jota now, though. He's the real deal.
No, we're gonna get into
Yeah. Let's wait on that one.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that discussion, man. But Pat, just going forward now, what are you saying about Spurs winning the league? Obviously,
No,
it's
I don't
early
think we're
days.
in the league. It's early days. Obviously, I'm enjoying the moment. I had one of my boys, Marcel, today was like, "Oh, you need to stop talking. It's only 9 games in." I said, "Listen, you got to enjoy the moment, innit? Like, I can't be negative. If we're doing well and enjoy it. Like, well, I'm going to enjoy it because I know football can change so quickly. So why
ride them highs, boy.
Let me enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
Enjoyment.
Yeah,
Enjoyment.
There he is, Marcel, my guy. So yeah, but I'm not gonna get carried away. I know a lot of people are saying that they're league contenders. I don't think so just yet. We'll see how we do this run of games.
No, but Pat, listen. You're definitely up there, because if the likes of Chelsea's can be considered, your Leicesters, you know what I mean, if they're considered, you're definitely considered as well.
You know what? I would say because we don't have a brand, like you say, with the Leicesters and Chelsea's, they've won things, innit? So they're going to be considered more higher than us.
I've said it on
look
here.
At the players.
There's no excuses for you guys. You lot can compete.
That's not an excuse.
You've got the manager, you've got the players, and you're in the position now to force it. So there's no excuses, man. You're in a position.
He's right. There's no excuses. To be honest, if Tottenham don't win the Premier League this year, it should realistically be deemed a failure, because the injuries.
Oh, come on, no.
But you look at it in hindsight. If you look at it in hindsight, before the season started, no one would say that.
Trying to deflect. The Chelsea is still there.
Let's finish.
Before the season started, if I had said this, Leon would have bet me another £100. But the point of the matter is, now in hindsight, now that we've seen how everything's going, Liverpool, look, we got another injury to cater today. Man City, ever since they've lost Sane, Silva and company, they're not playing the same. There's not that width. There's not that creativity in midfield, that extra person.
Right.
Like it's a whole different dynamic. United are fighting relegation. You've got Chelsea.
It's true. I heard that little diggy there.
Honestly, if they don't win the league, based on everything that's happening now, if it carries on in the same vein, it should be deemed a failure. You got.
You need to stop this, though, man.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
You can't tell me
you
that
have to be in the
position. It's considered a failure. That's
of
mental.
It should be. Do you know who it would be to? Tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying. Jose Mourinho, if he does not win the Premier League at the end of this year, he's going to look back and deem it as a failure 100%.
In the position that he's in now, and what's happening in the league.
And the kind of person Jose is.
So how is it that Chelsea are considered title contenders and Tottenham ain't?
Because Chelsea are Chelsea. Chelsea have won it many times over. Chelsea have
right now, who's got more proven players right now? Chelsea or Tottenham? Who's got more proven players?
Yeah, no, but you got to also be realistic. Chelsea spent like 200 million in the summer.
It doesn't matter. I mean? Look at those
young players.
You've got to be. I can't.
Because at the beginning of the season, we said, Lampard, we got to see how Lampard holds his team, because he's bought all these 5 players. And they're not even proven. How do we know they're going to do bits in the Premier League?
And I agree.
It's true. That's true. You guys have had solid players who have been in the Premier League for X amount of years and now have
true.
a proven manager, and the position that he's in with all the teams around him that are not performing as great as they were.
Liverpool are
should-
joint first with us. Let's just say this. Let's just be real.
Yeah,
Liverpool are
exactly.
joint first right now, and they've got still players to come back. Liverpool is still the strongest team in my opinion. Man City will not continue in this form. Obviously, you've got all the other teams.
Personally, I think Man City will.
I don't think if Tottenham don't win the league is considered. If Tottenham don't get in the top 4, that's a massive failure. And for me, if Tottenham don't win the trophy this season, that's a failure. But
okay, this is live.
To say,
we're recording
I've
this.
always
Live,
said this.
No, but do you know what?
And it's been
You know what?
recorded.
I get what you're saying, yeah, because you don't want to set yourself up to fail. I get that. But you yourself as a Tottenham fan, looking at it, if you don't win the league this season, you should be gutted yourself. Really and truly.
Yeah, I think so.
I
agree
about that. Just
Because
I don't know.
You got Gareth Bale who may or may not be there next year, depending on how he does. That's a 10 to 15 goal guy a season if you keep him fit. You got Kane with X amount of goals and assists. The same with Son. You've
Bale
got
will
enough.
Get 10 to 15. I believe Bale will get 10 to 15. He's already got one, and he's hardly played.
You've got enough in there. You've got enough
one goal.
Midfielders. You've got enough defenders.
I'm saying he's got one goal and he's hardly played.
He's got one goal, you know. Man said he's got one goal.
I don't know why you're not laughing.
Man said 15, 20 goals.
No, I said 10 to 15.
I said 10 to
15. Okay, 10, 15.
Bale will get 10 to 15. Why would
now, let me put it this way, Pat, quickly. I think if you didn't push for that league and you'd be gutted this season. Just the way
of course. Like I said, every season you want to see growth in it. We've been in the top 4 for the last 4 or 5 years. Obviously, last year we did it, but I want to see us challenging. Do you know what I mean? So I would be.
You know what it is. You know what it is. We're gonna have to move on soon, but just quickly, this is what it is. Is the beginning of the season. Last season we said Jose's just bedding in or whatever. Now he's having a full season. You made signings, Pat, that you addressed all your areas. Right back,
everything.
DM, left back.
Yeah, what more do you want now?
Centre back. You've got a striker.
You still want to progress?
Yeah, that Harry Kane backup.
Now basically got Ndombele playing, which is like a new signing. You got Lo Celso in the team as well. Lucas Moura that can come in. You brought in Gareth Bale that you lot are going on like is the god. Like you've got him in the team as well now. Like,
and you're saying you're still progressing.
With Liverpool, with all of their injury things, the way the league has started with the inconsistency that's been going on, Man City are basically out of it. I don't care what anyone says. Man City are done out here. Like, this is a great opportunity. And I get what you're saying, that to say that if we don't win the league, it's a failure.
Yeah, that's
before. But this is as good a chance as you may get. You don't know what's going to happen next season, but right now, this is a great opportunity for Spurs to really go. And because even as a United fan, I'm thinking to myself, if we're going to win the league anytime soon, this may be the season that we could maybe sneak in there. But it ain't happening for us. Do you know what I mean? Spurs are in a great position. Your squad.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was saying your squad, man, is there. Obviously, Kane staying fit is key. Is going to be key.
I think Kane, Son, and Højbjerg. If those 3 go down, we're in trouble because we ain't got no one else that can replace them. Other than that, we should be okay. So
All right, let's move on anyway. We got the comments there. If you're watching on the show, leave us some comments on the YouTube. What are your thoughts on Spurs winning the league? Do you think they've got a great chance also about them winning a trophy as well? But if we was to move on to Liverpool, because we've got this question here, Liverpool will be a problem when our players come back. If we can hang in over the next 5 games, we'll be up there again. And I must say, the performance I saw them put in today against Leicester wasn't one that I expected, because I was even messaging Torch before and he was confident, and I was just thinking he's going to come up here and there's maybe a little bit of smoke for him. But even with all of their players out, they totally bossed that game today, man. Totally bossed that game. So Torch, let us know. You're very confident before the game, weren't you?
You know
this
why?
Is the weak mentality.
On two things, first thing, we're mentality giants.
Good point, Joe.
Like I said to Leon, we are mentality giants.
That's not a good point, Joe. It's not a good point at all.
All right, we'll come back to that question.
Yeah, we'll come back. Yeah.
I can't lie, yeah. Sorry, just on that topic, I was gonna kind of say that to you, you know. I kind of do agree with Joe.
It's not a mentality thing. You got to be realistic. You can't tell me that that's a mentality thing. I'm being realistic, innit? Like, it's not.
No, I know, but I feel like if he had won a trophy before, you would have been like, no, we're gonna do this. Trust me, bro. Like from the outside view, that's what it just looks like.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, no,
it's cool. Like, I let him talk about the Liverpool thing, and we'll come back to that.
Yeah, no. Two things here. No. What the first thing was, we're mentality giants. Klopp, I know for a fact in that change room before that game, he would have said, guys, 63 games, undefeated at Anfield. The previous record, that was, what's it, 1954, something ridiculous like that. Are you really going to let Leicester come and take it because we got no Van Dijk, no Joe Gomez, all of that? And the players, because he's so tried and trusted and proven us, taking us through so much tough times, they believe in every single word that he says. So I know for a fact that was a big part in the match. And then the second thing, is I've noticed something. Like, the no Salah there today, the amount of times that the front three was passing in between each other, a lot of the times, when Liverpool play, like, back when we had Coutinho, it was the front four passing in between each other, interchangeable. You'd actually see us move around positions. We stopped doing that. Today, with Jota in there, the amount of times I saw this guy feed Mane, because out of, like, technical ability-wise, Salah and Mane, they're not the best passers of the football. But Jota, he adds that. Like, he's actually a good passer of the football. So I'm so impressed with this guy. I think he's going to have a better season than Salah's first one. I honestly, genuinely do.
How much did Salah score in that first season? Do you remember?
I think it was like 32, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, so Jota ain't scoring that many.
Nah, he's not. How many
has he got now?
4.
He's got 4. No, well, he's got 4 at home.
4 at home.
4 at home. He got a hat-trick in the Champions League, so that's already 7.
No, I mean,
and I don't even know.
Yeah. So
I don't know the rest. But, so he's got numbers.
I don't think he will hit those because the Salah is still in the team. Do you know what I mean? And Salah will eat up a lot of those goals.
Yeah.
You say that, but now we're playing with 4 attackers again. And the last time we played with 4 attackers, that's when we scored a lot of goals with Coutinho in there. And Klopp's not scared to play 2 midfielders. This is 2 big games, Man City and Leicester. He's played basically 2 midfielders in there and 1 in the hole, obviously tracking back.
He's not gonna drop Firmino. Firmino he's still
he never will.
The attack. It's still no matter what people say about his goal scoring and stuff like that, he's still very much key to the attack, man. He links the play very well amongst the others. So it's a tad unfair because Klopp knows what his job role is there in the team. But obviously us fans and pundits alike would always criticize him for the fact that he wears the number 9 shirt and he doesn't get enough goals. But he's integral to that attack, man. I like Firmino.
Saeed, nobody's knocking Salah. Jesus, these Liverpool fans are so defensive.
This guy's moving like I'm not a Liverpool fan myself. Defensive,
man.
Write that comment again without penalties. Write that comment again without penalties, and then we'll see who gets the goals.
He's not knocking him at all. But Salah for me is too greedy. That's the one thing I don't like about Salah. He's very greedy, very selfish. But obviously,
he is. He's very selfish. I've noticed it.
Do you know what? You know that selfish tag. Yeah. Sometimes we use it too loosely. Sometimes because you need you need that eye of the tiger guy in it at the end of the day. Like you need someone because sometimes before we would have said Kane was a bit selfish and greedy.
I think Kane.
Yeah, but you see Salah's things.
But Salah's is on a different level. Yeah. Mane is like the happiest guy in the world, and I've seen.
The reason he gets greedy, that's why he gets so much goals in it. At the end of the day, he has to do that. That's the way
to pass the ball. You ain't scoring from ridiculous angles. He'll take the shot when he could have got the assist.
No. If you watch Liverpool week in, week out, you'll get frustrated. He does that.
I
remember at the end of last season, Lovren come out in the interview and said Salah, he checked, because Lovren and Salah were best friends. He's like, he checks all the time. Yeah. Who's close to him in the league, how many goals Mane has, how many goals this person has. He's cautious. He would check before a game. If I assist to Mane, he's going to overtake me. Don't believe me, Google it right now. Like, Salah's on this he's a stats merchant as well. Like he's on it.
Yeah, he does love the golden boot though. He does love a golden boot.
He does still.
What are we saying about Liverpool then? Are they going to retain their? They're going to retain their title?
Of course, man.
Jesus. Remember, the thing is, you said that with your chest. We can't see it, but we could hear it.
No, I like that. I like that.
Do you know what it is? Like, I just look at it today, yeah, and I just think, boy, like, I just name me another manager in world football, yeah, that just can coach a team so well that the right back position is basically like the way our right backs play. They play like midfielders. James Milner, he's slotted in there, yeah.
I've always said that.
The passes that he puts in behind, they're not just balls in over the top for no reason. They're actually calculated midfielder passes just on the flank that our right backs doing. So when Trent, who's been brought up through the whole youth level as a midfielder or right-sided midfielder, comes in and plays right back, it's normal for him because he's in a ball-playing team. And then it's the same thing with Robertson on the left-hand side. So it's like, when we do press you and we actually have the ball, how hard is it for you lot to come and get the ball off everyone who can actually play football as well? It's mental. And even with all the changes today, bro, I think we're honestly unstoppable. We got Thiago to come back. God.
You know what I saw today that I hadn't seen for a while was that real hunger to win the ball back as soon as Leicester got it. Like Liverpool were boxing them in today, and it was just a problem. Leicester struggled to get past that press. Obviously, with Mane, he's always the guy who instigates it. But that's what you used to see City do, and you don't see that from City anymore. But Liverpool smother the team, and that, as Torch said, man, I really didn't expect it today because of all the changes. But it was just the same. New players come in, and it's just the same thing. This is why I say systems and managers is what makes football.
It's true.
You can talk about players all the time and everything, but these lot in this system are so well coached.
They're well drilled, man. They're well
drilled. Everybody knows. It's just it's a madness.
It's mad because Jota goes to close the ball. Man are telling him, no, go and close the space. You see them little things, yeah? But that happens 2-3 times in a match. You get popped open, and then someone probably scores, or they get a good opportunity. It's the fine details still at the highest level, but it just goes to show. I heard James Milner shouting so much times today, and it's like, bruv, man are taking it so seriously because, bruv, the way Klopp just has them tuned in, it's mental still. It's mental. Like, we're mentality giants. That's just the best way I can say it.
Mentality giant.
I agree,
we
man.
really want it. So even in the way we press, like, you can see how much they want it. Like, it's mad.
One of my boys is a Liverpool fan, and he's been crying about, we've got all these injuries. I said, like, bruv, you don't really need to worry. Yes, you see Liverpool standards there, up there. Their injuries has just dropped them there, but they're still amongst the other teams. You get what I'm saying? They're still going to be able to compete. A lot of Liverpool fans would have been worried, we've lost Van Dijk, but man, the mentality is strong there, man. And it just shows you why they won the league last season and why the season before they lost it by a point. You know what I mean? So
and we played so much big teams as well. We've only got little, like, our next few games. They're not easy, but they're not. Do you know what I mean? They're not the top 6 like that. So we're in a decent position.
Anyway, you don't got to worry when you come and play us. Let's move on. But there was a question here that says, here it was, anyone can win the league, from Aiden. And yeah, look, anybody can win the league. We know this.
We don't know. We're not Mystic Meg out here. Yeah,
I think. But if you were a betting man, who are you going to put your money on right now? And I think the 2 teams that I would be betting on would be either Liverpool or Spurs if it was me.
Shout out to Aiden, by the way. That's my little guy still.
What's
up, Aiden? How you doing?
Big up, Aiden.
He's a Chelsea
guys,
fan.
Quick question. Is there anyone that's not in Europe that you think could actually maybe win the Prem?
No,
not this season.
Don't say Everton, Torch.
No, like Southampton or Villa. I'm just asking.
Nah, win the Premier League.
No,
I'm asking you. I just put the question out there.
No.
They ain't got the squad.
Not at all.
Their first 11s they might be decent, but after that, when the injuries set, as we've seen with Everton, since their first 11's been shaken a bit, you've seen that their standards have dropped. So
Everton were very lucky to get a draw today against a very, very poor Fulham team. Sorry, not a draw. They won, but they were very lucky. Southampton are going to struggle now that Danny Ings is out. They're going to struggle. They're not going to be as good. So no, the top teams, we already know who they are. So yeah.
Let's have a little bit of fun, man. Let's bring a little bit of banter and jokes to the podcast now and talk about Arsenal. So
come on,
how disrespectful!
Arsenal drew 0-0 today with Leeds in a game that they could have lost.
Let me start off.
Yeah, should have.
Let me just interject and just start off by saying it's our week this week. Next week will probably be United, so we're just taking turns.
He's not lying, you know. He's not lying.
I see you, Sebs.
Who United got next week?
Southampton, I think.
They'll beat them.
Shed Adams and them, man. Nah, listen.
Man, like Redmond.
First and foremost, we get the point. You know what I mean? It was an atrocious game from us, and it just shows, and it's testament to how we've been playing since pretty much the beginning of the season. It just hasn't clicked, hasn't gelled. Nothing's seems balanced. Arteta's obviously done well enough in terms of fixing somewhat our problems in defense. We're not really conceding the goals that we used to concede. But in saying that, our attack is just atrocious now. It's absolutely there's just no link. There's nothing. We're attacking and we can't even see where we're gonna be getting these chances from. That creativity is zero.
You know, I've talked about Man United's attack, boy. You know, Arsenal, what is it? 8 hours of football. You ain't scored in open play.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the penalty, and I said at the time when people thought I was hating, I was like, if it wasn't for the penalty against United, Arsenal would not have. There was no way they would have won that game.
But we scored and we won the game.
Yeah, and now look, since then,
Arsenal scored a penalty and we won the game. Now listen. Right now, we have to be realistic with it. It's not going well. It's not going to plan. I think Arteta was definitely let down.
Less of that.
Less of that, as Daniel says.
He was definitely let down in the summer. With
he was.
Player.
No, he was.
Because when I say he was let down, you got to think about it this way. When the board are hiring Arteta, you know what you're doing in it. You're obviously buying an inexperienced manager. Why not give him all the tools? You know, when we look at like Chelsea's, when their managers come into to fruition and they become managers, they give them everything. Like, here, take all of this, now work with the team. Because if you shag, it's on you. If Arteta's shagging now, it's not on him because he needed that spine in it. He needed that spine.
Are you seeing this comment from Sai? Uber is missing another little bare granddads at Arsenal.
Hey man, it is what it is right now. I can definitely accept. I can definitely accept what's going on with Arsenal. We have to be realistic with it. If any team will suffer if their team's not balanced. Any team will suffer if their team's not balanced at the end of the day. We've heard it even from you as Spurs fans. Oh, you ain't got this, you ain't got that, and you addressed your problem areas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We failed to address our problem areas, but in saying that, we've got Gabriel, we've got Partey. We just needed that. You know, that creative guy.
Like Jason saying, you got Ozil. Ozil's
bringing Ozil back. Yeah,
well, you can't. First and foremost, if you know about what the situation is and how you register players, you can't bring Ozil back until February. Man. So everybody that keeps saying bring Ozil back, you can't do that.
No, but in February, but next year you.
That's
can.
What I'm saying. He's saying bring him back then, isn't it? Like
listen. There's a situation is that as much as that. You know, that them comments are made. We have to be realistic with the Ozil situation. He's leaving in the summer, regardless. Whether we bring him back in February or not, we have to move on from that situation. He's amongst the players that have been like during the Wenger era. You know what I mean? We've got to move on from that. There's a lot of dead wood at the club. Like we say Ozil this, Ozil that. He's the same Ozil when he doesn't perform, like 9 out of 10 times he doesn't perform, he gets abused.
I've just seen
what's that?
just seen a comment.
Pepe's still playing in installments.
I know. I thought I was the only one that laughed at that. That is hilarious.
I know. I was, Dash. What's your saying? The Argos thing. Say it.
Yeah, you know the Argos card. Listen, everybody that knows me knows my my gripe with the Pepe situation. We should have got Zaha, but it is what it is for the moment. I think the sending off today, what's let him down is he was talking bare trash before the international break about not playing and stuff like that. You've got the opportunity now to show what you're about, and then you go and do something as silly as that. You know what I mean?
No, that's a mad L.
So it's a mad L for him because it's just
Arteta fed him to the wolves, boy. You hear Arteta after the game?
I can't say back now.
It was like
get back in the team.
Pepe let the team down, and I was like, right.
He will get back in the team because Arteta does give you the chances to prove yourself, but he has to. You can't sugarcoat that. You gotta make sure that he knows that what he's done. My man went in headbutt. It's not like he went in for a challenge or it was a last ditch like foul or whatever it is. He just gone and headbutted someone.
Someone said that Willian's 38 on 200k.
It's mad.
Someone said William's 38 on 200k a year.
You know what? Yeah,
it's mad. But we're not the only teams that've ever done that. You know what I mean? There's United have done that as well.
That's one of you lot's problems right now, man.
Don't bring us into it. You just take you hold your smoke. Don't bring us into it.
No, but when United did it, they had a little bit of success. Like these players were good. Like Ibrahimovic.
What with Falcao? With Falcao?
No, Falcao obviously. Falcao barring, but Ibra was a good player. Who else did they bring in that was old? All right, Schweinsteiger, he didn't play. Who else was there?
We brought enough of them, man, in that point of time. Anyway, we're not talking about United.
Anyway, let me round it off, man. Listen, we're going through a tough time now, but if we put it into some bit of context, we're only 7 points behind the league leaders at the moment.
No. I'm not allowing you to do that.
Is this not my time? Thank you, guys. Thank you. We are only, just to put it into context, we are only 7 points behind the league leaders. So within 2 games, things can change. As we've seen it, United fans are smiling now because, you've got a good week. You got yourself a W. That's all it takes. You win a game, you move up the table.
This United fan ain't smiling, I'll tell you that.
Let me just pull it into context and how earlier on we're in the season. There's still points to be had. If we talk about what our realistic goals for the season is to make it to the Champions League top 4. We're not trying to go for the league. So if we put it into that context there, we can still make it, man.
All right, do you think what's the highest Arsenal can finish in your opinion?
In my opinion?
Yeah. Because with that squad, I do not see you finishing higher than 7th.
Oh, sure.
In my opinion, it's difficult. It's going to be difficult.
No. You know what it is? I'm happy you say that because you know what I'm saying to me the most about Arsenal? Every single time, every time I go to watch an Arsenal match or before the match, and I watch you lot's lineup, the lineup is so poor, bro. Like there's no quality in that starting 11.
We can only deal with what we got, man. We can only deal with what we got. What I would say is that anybody that knows me knows that I am a realistic Arsenal fan. I don't come here and toot my horn about anything or anything like that. I just know to myself that it's going to be difficult. But as we've seen in the past, the most difficult situations last season, we ended up with a trophy. People,
but that's not happening this year, though.
Listen, you don't know. People said that last season.
Last season. That was the own. Let me not even say that.
No, exactly. No buts. In even the Wenger eras where we didn't win a trophy for like 7-8 years. We banged it out the FA Cups or whatever. Yes, for us Arsenal, that isn't the barometer or where we should be reaching for. But there's teams out here that've gone like, I don't know, 25 years, they ain't won no trophies and they're beating their chest or whatnot. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, hold on.
In that time, you see, when you have European glory at something that a club's never even come close to tasting, it makes it a whole lot better.
No, he's not talking about you, Torch. Don't worry. You don't need to jump in. You're all right.
Because the 25 and the 30 years. Sorry.
No, he's not talking about you. You're all right.
He knows who he is. He knows who he is.
No, I don't.
That way.
We've tasted European glory. Arsenal have never won a European thing, so please.
Oh, you buy
it? Please, Joe.
I feel so bad now.
Arsenal like 14 right now.
But listen. Let me just round it off. Man. Listen.
Man, you've been rounding for time, man. We need to be
early on. It's early on in the season.
That's your team plays dead, man. Bare excuses.
There's no excuses. It's early on in the season. The points are still there to be had. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving, please.
Let me just leave this here. Yeah, I don't know if you don't know about this, but I haven't got no glasses. Bruno Fernandes has the same amount of goals and assists, 9 in the Premier League as Arsenal have goals. 9.
Where are you in the league? Where are you in the league?
Heung-min Son. How about this one? Let me finish. Let me follow up.
No. You had your time, Dash.
Go on.
Heung-min Son has scored the same amount of goals as the whole Arsenal team this year.
How many trophies has he won?
Like this season, bro.
The trophies going to be dirty.
How many trophies have they won?
I'm just letting you know what's going on. Heung-min Son scored the same amount of goals as the whole team. So,
I'm gonna let you know you ain't had a parade for bare years. But anyway,
we'll move on now. But I think, like, all jokes aside, like, Arsenal do have some problems. And last season, I remember when I said it, and Jason was up here, and what's that?
Oh, yeah, what's that beeping?
All right, get the door quick.
That's a classic.
Sorry, I didn't think you guys could hear, so I wasn't going to talk on it.
But remember, Jason was like, and I was like, maybe even that is too high. And then Jason was like, what are you talking about? Really and truly, I can't see Arsenal finishing top 4. Like, you lot got to start scoring goals, and that doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon, boy. But and this is why I was saying we can move on to Man United now, because we're 7 points behind the league leaders as well, I believe. But I ain't sitting here saying that. That is dead. That is so poor, Dash, for you to even go there and say 7 points behind. Because let's put things.
What I was saying.
No, you're trying to always bring your positive, optimistic.
What I said. Hold on. What I said was.
Can't lie, he's right. Though, he's right.
We're not going for the league. Yeah, we're going for top 4. So just to put into context, it's only 7 points behind the league leaders, but we're going for top 4. So we're not that far off behind. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
Top 4.
So let's. All right, we're gonna talk about Man United now. Because you said
I love this bit of the show.
Yeah. Look at you pagans.
But life's just good, isn't it?
Boy, you know what? let's move off United, you know. When you said earlier that Man United fans are smiling now because they got one win and that, and I'm not one of them, because the way I see things, I'm not gonna be this optimistic. The reality of the situation is where we are at the moment, we need to start seeing some good performances. We're 8 games in now, and we haven't performed like we performed in maybe one game, which was against Everton. Do you know what I'm saying? When everything was Ollie's backs against the wall, and then we put in a performance. But yesterday was terrible. We were lucky to get a win. That penalty decision there, like, everybody talks and laughs about our penalties and all of that stuff, but boy, I don't know how how the referee overturned his own decision and didn't give the penalty, man. That looks like a blatant penalty to me. And
no, it wasn't fair.
I'm just like, when you look at Liverpool play, when you look at even Spurs play at the moment, everybody knows what they're doing. That is what you can see with coaching. At the moment, we're still persisting with this 4-2-3-1. My man Pogba wasn't playing yesterday, which I was happy about, because he can't be blamed for this week, because it's the same thing. Week in and week out, it doesn't matter what players are playing. It's the same thing we're seeing week in and week out. And we're going nowhere fast. We can be 7 points behind the league leaders or top 4 or all of that. The reality of the situation is we are going nowhere.
But you got the players there, though, man. This is the same players.
That's the confusing thing.
It's not confusing. It's not confusing.
You got Martial playing the number 9 as you always wanted, and
it's not confusing. It's not confusing. Why is it confusing? Liverpool don't just have the players. They have the manager and they have a way of playing and they have the system. We've seen teams in the past that have players that don't perform.
Is it Oli out then? Is it Oli out?
Again?
Is it Oli out then?
I've already said this.
Yes, Spurs got to be though.
Like, go now. I said it.
Even though it's early, it's got to be.
Okay.
If you have sense, it's got to be. But let me ask you, Stems. I'm pretty sure you don't play with 2 strikers yesterday, no? Or
no. 4-2-3-1 again.
Okay,
Martial.
Cool. Because you know what it is, I always get confused because like sometimes you guys do play with 2 strikers, yeah, and I'm always like, Ollie, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, there ain't many teams that actually play with 2 strikers.
No, we never play with 2 strikers. We've played that maybe once this season when we played a 3-5-2, and I think we had who was there up front? Rashford and Greenwood, I think, played up front in that game. But we never play with 2 strikers. We always play this 4-2-3-1. Actually, we've played the diamond and where we had the 2 strikers.
Yeah, the diamond. That's what I mean.
Diamond. Yeah, we had the diamond as well. So we played probably 2 strikers, maybe 3 times this season in all comps that I can remember. But
so what's missing from your team then? What would you say now if Oli could fix something, or the next manager that comes in? Let's just
Oli can't. Okay. The way I see it is Oli can't fix anything. We just need him out.
Next manager that comes in, what would you expect from him? Like in terms of what would you want him to bring to the team?
Just a way of playing, man. Just like something that you can
with your current players.
Just identify and say, okay, this is the way that Man United play football. Because at least under Jose, you can say, yeah, we just parked the bus or whatever people would want to say. We could say that we had a bit of a style. Under LVG, it was possession based. We always kept the ball side to side to side to side. Under Oli, we're basically a counter-attacking team against the big teams, and against the smaller teams, we don't do anything. And this is why, like, when we play Southampton next week, we probably will struggle to the point where we can't play out from the back and they're going to press us. So we're probably going to struggle from that point of view. But we probably will have more joy against a team like them than we would against a West Brom.
Because they open up a little bit more.
They press really high, though. They press really high, though, man. Even to the point where you think to yourself, why are you not pressing like this, man? But
our problem is we can't play. We can't play from the back. At least when you see Leeds play, even Leeds today against Arsenal, you can see how confident they are from playing ball. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't say a Man United team play ball like that. And really and truly, with the players that we have, we should be able to play ball. You know what I'm saying?
You should. I always thought you guys should have
come in here.
When you guys had Martial and Rashford, like when they were both like not at their peak, but
I agree with that comment.
When they both wanted to play number 9, and they were both saying that around the time. I never understood why you guys didn't get a goal-scoring left winger, goal-scoring right winger, and just put them to number 9 and change it week by week. I always feel like them two playing on the wings. Even if you have a very strong team and a way to play, I don't think Rashford and Martial and either winger is going to win you the Premier League, in my opinion. I just don't think they're natural wingers.
They score enough goals. Like at the moment, Martial is having a tough time in front of goal because it's not just for club, it's actually for country as well. He's getting chances and he's not tucking them away. But you know what? Let's not all sit like players don't go through that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Everyone does. 100%.
All strikers go through that. But the difference is Liverpool fans will back their player, as in Firmino don't score hardly ever, but they will back him to the hill.
It's different. It's different.
No, I can't lie. I don't think we back him that much as people think.
It's different.
It's different. Why is it different?
It's different though, Sam. Because he's utilizing a different way, man. It's like me saying that. It's like
but he has chances though, Dash. He has chances and he misses them.
So back in the days, yeah. It's like me saying back in the days when Bergkamp's then dropped and wasn't contributing to more goals, and then you can see what Bergkamp's role was in terms of linking the striker, his strike partner. so you can see what Firmino does.
No, he's right though, because even if Martial was to do that tomorrow,
this is the point.
That's not his role in the United team. Even if he was to do it, that's not actually his role. So it's like
that's not his role, man.
That?
But anyway, the point I'm making is that Martial should be getting backed by his supporters rather than turning on him, because he was our player of the year last year.
No, I agree. Even if he wasn't, I agree.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, man can do it one season and then he goes through a bad run of form and then straight away you start turning on him.
That's United. That's toxic.
That's toxic. And that's what's happened now is the fan base. The fan base has become toxic. That's what it is.
That's very toxic. To do that,
I hear what you're saying, though.
You have too many players that turn it on and off.
So it's cutthroat, man. You're playing for United, man. It's cutthroat. It's cutthroat. You ain't got time. You ain't got time to be inconsistent at these top teams. It's like what we always say it when a player goes to they could be performing like Jota. If you went to Liverpool now and you weren't cutting it, you'd be like, listen, this is not Wolves. You need to come to Liverpool and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So when you've got like Martial, who's been there,
players get that little grace, that little bedding in period.
But Martial's been there for 5 years. Come on, man.
He's been there for that long.
Yeah, man. He's been there for far too long, bro.
How old is he now? 23, 24?
That doesn't have any bearing on what's going on now. Because you've been something for 5 years.
You're saying that he was your top player last season. That's last season. What are you doing this season?
So what? You can't have a bad run. You can't have a bad run of form.
Not while your team is
this same person that's been up on this podcast trying to back Lacazette.
Me backing Lacazette?
Yeah.
I don't back Lacazette.
Yes, you have.
I don't back Lacazette.
A player is allowed to have. A player is allowed to have a bad run of form.
So wait, who finishes higher, Arsenal or United?
Oh, Man United will finish above Arsenal.
Listen, at the end of the day, you
got
to be realistic.
That's the worst thing.
You got to be realistic with the thing. You're saying that it's toxic, but you need to understand this player has been there for 5 years. He's gonna go on 6 years. How much can you support this guy if he's not consistent? You got to be realistic, because you're gonna be the same fan that at the end of the season you're gonna be upset with the fact that if he doesn't perform, he has to perform now.
He's going through a bad run of form at the moment, and it's not good. I'm not hiding away from that. But he was consistent for a whole year, and you want him to be consistent. You want him to back it up again this year. But as you keep saying a minute ago, it's early days. We're only 7 points behind the league leaders.
But why?
He's still got time to turn it around.
He's still
got time to turn it around. Do you know what I'm saying? He's actually missed three games as well, obviously due to suspension. He's not like he's been playing week in and week out. And he's been playing every single game and he's been flopping. Do you know what I'm saying? That ain't been the case.
But Rashford hasn't had good form either, though.
Exactly, but no one ain't talking about Rashford. No one ain't talking about Rashford.
English.
Sems, I'm just talking about in terms of just inconsistency in it. Our teams, this is what our teams are suffering from, that we don't have players that are consistent. That's all I'm just saying. It's just like, how long are we going to see a consistent?
No, but you see with Arsenal, I'm sorry, but you see with Arsenal's thing, it's different from Man United's, bro. Because honestly, your players, bro, like, they're just not good. Like, you see when cool. You see Man United, cool, fair enough, they play dead in it. But there's individual quality, and it's not just from the names, bro. Like you could just see it, like outside of the foot passes.
But what are we saying? What are we saying here, though? But what did I just start off by saying?
I'm saying, cool. Man United are inconsistent because of their coach or X, Y, and Z. In it, you're not inconsistent because you're just not good enough. Like you're not good enough to be consistent.
But listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like, we're talking about Man United, innit? And players playing for Man United. You have to be cutting the mustard. Like, this is Man United at the end of the day. Whether you want to sugarcoat it or not.
Bro, I can't lie. You can say the same thing about Arsenal, you know?
Like Ruud van Nistelrooy never went through periods of not scoring. Andy Cole never went through periods of not scoring. Rooney went through periods of not scoring. Van Persie went through periods of not scoring. That is a cop-out to try and go. That's a cop-out, Dash. That's a cop-out. It's a cop-out to say that he's a striker that's going through a bad patch. Now, if this continues, if his bad patch lasts for the whole season, then we can have this conversation. But to talk about a bad patch
every year, though.
Say that again.
We have this conversation about Martial.
No, we don't, because we've cleared this up. He played as a number 9 once.
Do you not remember when we had the whole fiasco with Jose? That weren't that long ago, you know.
He wasn't playing as a number 9 then. He weren't playing up front.
I can't lie. You see United fans.
This
you
is
say this
this
about
is you lot's
Pogba,
player,
you say it about Martial, you say it about Rashford. No one plays in their right position, and I can't lie.
Exactly, and that's what happens. That's what happens.
There's 2 minutes, but James Milner didn't play in his right position today.
James Milner is a top player that can play.
Fabinho didn't play in his right position today.
Fabinho. Oh, Fabinho. Yeah, these players are adaptable, obviously, in certain positions.
I just feel like with United, that's always like with Pogba, for example. If he plays number 6, he's not playing his right position. If he plays number 10, he's not a 10. If he plays in the 8, he should play on the right side of the midfield or the left side like he did for Juve. There's always excuses for United players not playing. Like, I have to be honest.
But yet, we've been up here talking about Aubameyang's been playing out of position, though. Do you know what I'm saying? And Aubameyang's not playing in his right position.
He genuinely does not have the technical ability to be a winger. His technical ability is bleeding.
We say as football fans, that coaching and systems work, but then say that you just go out there and play. It doesn't matter what position you're going to be in. You need to turn it on. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. There has to be an element of the team supporting what you're meant to be doing. Otherwise, you wouldn't see certain players, even like Messi now, struggling in a Barcelona team because he hasn't got the quality around him. He ain't got the systems that he used to work with. They ain't got coaches that they used to work with. You know what I'm saying? Whereas before, he was always in the right setup, that they were just mashing up everything. You can see now, the thing is, it's clear as day for everybody to see when you just watch a team like Liverpool play now and like Man City play. Man City still got ballers, but they're not performing. And they haven't been performing like that for a long period of time. Why is that? Do you know what I'm saying? Why is that?
Yeah, because Kevin, one wants to talk about it.
I think it's a Sane thing. And I say it to all my friends. Sane leaving, because when they couldn't break a team down, it was a switch to Sane, spread it, and then another pass inside to Silva, who would pass it along the 6-yard box, and then Sterling would be there for the tap-in. Or Sterling on the other side, then the switch to De Bruyne, then to Sane, across the 6-yard box, and then Aguero will be there to tap it in. Not having that width is literally fucking them up.
No one wants to talk about it, but Kevin De Bruyne had a stinker yesterday, an absolute stinker. Man was hitting crosses outside of the, do you know what I mean, into the goal, like way outside the.
It was a struggle for him yesterday.
He was poor yesterday, man, and obviously a lot of
that's not been the only game.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Having a poor season, so that is a big factor for them because everything goes through him, innit? So
because of what's around him,
highlighting it.
If you're De Bruyne yesterday and you look up here, who are you really trying to feed the ball to? Besides Jesus, really and truly, you're not really like. No disrespect to Torres, but he's known for what, 5 or 6 games. Then you got Mahrez, who's always in and out the City team, so you know he's not really rated by Pep. Do you know what I mean?
And Bernardo weren't too good yesterday either. So
and I used to like him a lot, you know, Bernardo. I had a lot of love and time for Bernardo.
Yeah, but you can see now that City I don't know if it's, what did we say here? City has lost pace and goals, plus the fear factor is gone. But the lack of preseason is killing them. So
I can't give that preseason one a thing because everyone's had a lack of
preseason. He would say that.
Understand that. It doesn't make sense. We've all had the same
one. He's a funny
time off.
Who's had preseason?
Cool. I know no one's had a preseason, so why are you bringing it up for City? We're all in the same boat. Do you know what I mean? I don't get that one.
And this is it here. Since David Silva has left, De Bruyne has been exposed.
Oh, I hate them silly comments, man. Like, come on, man. We're all big people. Let's not do that.
Why?
What do you mean?
Why?
Explain.
Why?
Yeah,
why?
No, explain to us.
This is exactly the point that I make. Good players play with the top players, and the best players bring out the best in the best players. When you lose somebody like David Silva,
it's going to
affect your game,
bro. 100%. That's what I said 2 minutes ago. But don't tell me that De Bruyne has been exposed. That's a completely different thing. Because now you're making it out like he's a fraud.
No. I don't think Daniel means that. I don't think he means that. Because I hear what you're saying is that, because I'm saying it in the way that I've just explained it. you can see that not necessarily the deficiencies in De Bruyne's game, but you can see he needs a lot more to make him look better, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You got an extra attacker in there, you got an extra defender looking at them and not you. So now it's just an extra person on De Bruyne, so it's like a little bit harder.
I think the best way to describe it is just that they're toothless right now. They're just toothless. You know what I mean? They'll do everything up until the point, and I think De Bruyne is at that situation as well. He can do everything up until the point. He's not going to be able to do. He can't carry the ball from deep, bring it there, and then he ain't Messi in it at the end of the day, like the type of stuff that Messi will be doing. But it goes without saying, if you lose quality, as we've seen Company going, you've seen David Silva going, there's going to be a massive effect. Just imagine the equivalent in any other team. If you're losing those top players that are integral to your team, you're going to suffer massively. And we don't care who you are. We just revere Man City like being with all the money and the powerhouse. But like when these quality players leave your team, they're gone. We've seen it with Barca as well. Your Iniestas, your Xavis, those quality players have not been replaced. Like, it's going to affect your team. You're not going to be able to play the same type of ball. And also, when you're looking around the change rooms, your go-to guys, the guys that really stand up, and you look and they're not there no more, it's going to affect you, man. It's going to affect you.
Yeah, I 100% agree, man. Pat, I feel like we've been talking over you a bit because it's getting a little bit animated with these Arsenal.
Yeah,
man.
it's all good. I've been back and enjoyed the show. You know what I mean? I'm cool.
All right, quickly,
what do you put the City's issues down to?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I do think, like Daniel's saying, that extra quality midfielder that was sat next to De Bruyne and allowed De Bruyne to push forward and do what he does best. That's not there this year. And also, they're toothless in front of. That's what I was saying in our group chat. They're toothless. Like, as much as City had the ball on Saturday, as a Tottenham fan, I was never really worried. I was like, oh my God, where? Do you know what I mean? Like, they were having the ball, but every time we went forward, he looked dangerous. So we had more cutting edge than them. So they've lost that.
There's no fear factor.
I don't know
if Aguero's got the ball in the box there, you know that someone like there,
you're scared.
But there you go. Sorry to cut you. Let me ask you. You said you weren't scared, but if they had Sterling, they had Sane and Aguero up there.
Of course, that's a different story.
You're shaking.
Of course,
the players are shaking because these players there. Once they got the ball, they've got that repertoire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sterling and Sane, they can turn you on a sixpence.
I think he's tried to change the style of playing. It's fucking up because they don't have the width anymore, and I feel like trying to play inside is just not happening.
And that's what they always. And this is where this De Bruyne was getting all of his assists from. Wide, whipping them balls in back post.
Them
back post.
Yeah, Sterling scoring them back post goals.
Yeah, them tapping for a while. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not creating those overlaps on the right hand side.
You are right. Still, they used to carve you literally one side to the other. Still,
that's
what I'm saying. I say,
but then it just shows you where Pep has not then adapted his team, knowing this.
Yeah, he would have known this. He stopped midway.
Yeah, he would have known this though. They've known this because they've not dipped into the transfer window as they would have done in yesteryears. You know what I mean? Really identifying their spots and positions. You know to yourself that Sane's going.
I think there's too much spotlight on them to do that.
But you know what?
We know that.
Did Pep buy De Bruyne? De Bruyne was there already, right?
Yeah. He was there already.
Did Pep buy him?
Was he there already?
He was there already. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He come in the January transfer window.
Yeah, De Bruyne was there before Pep. Yeah, De Bruyne was there before Pep.
He was, yeah. That's
he was.
Anybody in the comments, if you know the answer to that, let us know, please.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe
was
so.
it Pellegrini?
I thought he was there before as well. Aguero was there.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like the point I'm making here is some of Pep's signings have been, you know what I'm saying? They've been questionable, and these recent signings like Ferran Torres, like for me, it's good banging your hat trick for Spain, but in the Premier League, I'm not seeing anything from this player at the moment. I'm not seeing, and I don't think that he's going to be able to cut it. And then obviously it's an early observation; things can change. That's the observation.
you're well in your right to say that because we, like I keep saying, man, when players go to top teams, unfortunately the spotlight's on you. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of hit the ground running. Like and if you don't, you know what I mean, you get exposed, isn't it? At the end of the day, that's just the way it is. You're not playing for like a mid-table team where you can embed yourself and then, you know what I mean, and you got a bit of reprieve and people can allow you. If you go into these top teams, you chose to sign, you got to go there and perform. That's the deal. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it's not realistic to pull it in those terms, but the reality is when you go to the big boy teams, you got to start performing.
Like Rodri looks nice on the ball at times.
Rodri's dead, man. I'm not having it. Rodri's dead.
Yeah, Rodri's okay.
He take Jorginho. I think Jorginho is better than him. Sorry, I've seen more.
Yeah,
from Jorginho than I've seen from Rodri.
I think Declan Rice is better than Rodri, personally.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, I would. If Declan Rice is on a Man City team, what would be the difference?
The range of passing. I'm telling you, the range of passing. Declan couldn't think and get out his feet that far. No way.
Declan Rice. I think you lot are underrating Declan Rice as a good player, man. And so
I'm not. Yeah, but I'm telling you, yeah. If Mane is running at him, yeah, can he get out his feet and switch it with his weaker foot? I doubt it.
Yeah, Declan Rice can do that. I've seen him coast people and stray the ball left and right foot. Definitely. And it's the same with Laporte. Laporte is not that good, but because he plays for Man City, people were rating him and that. Kane had them on strings on Saturday. Do you know what I mean? Yesterday.
No, I hear you, but honestly, I think Laporte is a good defender as well. I genuinely do. I think he's a good defender.
I don't know. We'll see. This season's going to be.
The majority were already there. They just had the wrong manager to get the quality out, and that's the way I see. You know, I'm not knocking Pep. I think Pep is obviously CV speaks for himself, but I do feel that at Barcelona, he had obviously all of those players and he implemented a style of football that was beautiful, but those players could play that style of football to the T. And then he went to Bayern Munich and he pretty much had, again, a ready-made team that I think, if my memory serves me right, they won the treble before he went there, right?
Yeah.
If my memory serves me correctly. You know what I mean? That's a ready-made team. He wasn't able to win the Champions League with them. He's now come to...
He overcomplicated things at Bayern. That was his issue.
There you go.
Complicated things.
He's come to City. He's done bits and bobs. When I say bits and bobs, I'm not treating it lightly what he's done in England. Like, obviously, he smashed it. But I just feel now where... I was surprised that he signed this new contract because now where he has to now rebuild this City team, I don't believe that Pep has that in his makeup.
Messi next season, man. Messi next season.
So he needs Messi to go and get him out of jail.
Boy.
Messi will 100% leave Barca. He wants to leave.
The Man City fans would not be crying if
of
Messi
course
comes and delivers to them, innit? So
of course. But that's the I don't think he can rebuild another.
Listen, it's going to be difficult because you know what it is now. There's other teams around that have improved. You know what I mean? Where it was just okay, maybe just Liverpool. Now you're seeing the likes of Spurs. Now you're seeing the likes of Chelsea's who can equally just compete with City, and that's what happens if you mess about.
Man United.
You see this man.
Man United have given like 30 pens in the last 2 seasons. Wow, starting to think refs are getting paid off.
See, that's you know, when we was in school and you're on the bus going to school, these are the type of comments that you'll make. The reality of the situation is that yesterday's penalty was the first time I can say, "Rah, boy, something weird went on there. That was lucky." But other than that, all the other pens that we've been getting are legit pens.
Honestly, you honestly think that?
Think what?
That all the pens that you lot get are legit. Honestly,
they're legit pens, bro. They're legit pens.
Nah, man. Like,
man. You know what I would say? The majority.
Soft. Like, a lot of them are very soft, bro. A lot of them are very soft.
You say they're soft. You say they're soft, but according to the laws, we can't hide away. If you tap man in and even if it's soft, you tap man in the area and they go down, it's a penalty. We need to.
But look at yesterday.
We need to stem away from that. Oh, it's soft business because the way it is now, the way that until they change the law of the game and really look into these penalties, then we can be like, oh, what is soft and what is a legit penalty. But until they change it, you can't, because when they go to the VAR, and especially when it goes at slow motion, if you tap someone in the leg and they go down, it's a penalty. Like,
So Aston Villa versus Brighton, is that a penalty?
It's a penalty, bro.
Aston Villa versus Brighton is a penalty.
So say that again.
They should have got that. Yeah.
They should have got a penalty, shouldn't they? And they didn't get it.
Wait. Let me ask you guys. Growing up here, when we played football, was it not? If you get the ball first, that's a clean tackle, no matter where it is. That's a tackle.
I hear what you're saying, but
changed now.
No, wait. No, I get it, but let's just take into consideration. Yeah, he's touched the ball, right? So he's touched the ball, and then he's basically just touched my man's leg. How can you touch the ball, touch my man's leg? He falls over. That's a foul. That doesn't make any sense.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I said. I said in accordance to the law, innit? We will have our opinion on it. So if you're
but ain't the law, you get the ball first. That's what I'm confused on, because once you get the ball first, it's a clean tackle no matter where it is. Forget penalty.
No, but this Aston Villa one is VAR messed up this weekend, innit? So this Aston Villa one, I haven't seen it myself yet. I've only heard about it.
It should have been a pen.
It should. You know what? It depends who you are. So I was watching it live. Martin Kieran said it should have definitely been a pen. Alan Shearer and Gary Lineker said it shouldn't have been a pen. I don't think it should have been a pen. But growing up, I just know no matter where you are on the pitch, if you get the ball first, it's not a foul.
But then, so this is where it's still subjective, because I've spoken to a few people that actually believe the referee was right to not give the penalty in the Man United game yesterday, because they feel that Bruno got the ball first. So you know what I'm saying, Torch? It's always going to be subjective. Me personally, I think that was a stonewall penalty, and I was surprised when the referee changed it. But then other people think, you know what, he got the ball first, and the referee was right to change his decision. So you're going to have
according to the law, though, the law of the games. That's what I'm saying. So if the law of the games, if it is that we, like you said, we grew up playing football a certain way, but the current laws of the game right now dictates on how the penny, if it's a penny.
So what is the law, though? Is the law if you get the ball first? It's like,
no one knows, Ruben. No one knows.
No, I'm not even talking about penalties. I'm talking about fouls as well, Carl. Remember when you see them crunching tackles in midfield, and then you debate if it's a foul or not? They'll be like, "Oh, you got the ball first."
Anything out of the box is always deemed slightly different to what is in the box.
Yeah, but even outside of the box now, you can do a challenge, get the ball first, take man with your trailing leg, and then the referee will give you. Something man are even getting carded depending on if there was a little bit of studs up or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all mad now. You could get the ball cleanly and still give away a foul now. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just the way the game is now. Everybody's soft.
But no, honestly, like I'll be a hypocrite to be sitting there and be like, oh, you know, United get all these. Like if you look at their penalties, the majority of them are legit penalties, man. Let's not kid ourselves. I just don't know how they get these penalties, but they're legit penalties.
Yeah, man, they are, man. It's just twinkle toes in the box. And it's funny because I used to always think that other teams got the penalties and we didn't get enough. But now, we're getting hella penalties. But as I said, they are legit penalties. If you're not
annoying though, man. It's annoying.
Bro, I'm gonna pay more attention, you know, and I might have to come back with a compilation of these penalties. Like, oh, these
most of them are pens. Even
the keeper on the line business. The keeper on the line business, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's annoying.
Yeah. That's hard. Like that's hard to dive
with the hop and skip. With that hop and skip technique, like it would always put a keeper off in terms of like reacting in it. So it's just like why give the onus on the attacking player? It should be like in the terms of like, you're given a penalty, but the defending team still should have a chance to save it.
Yeah,
that was a legit save yesterday.
Yeah, it was a good save. And the funny thing is the last time Bruno Fernandes missed the penalty, the same thing happened. The keeper was off the line and he got to retake it again, and then he banged it. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's move on anyway from Man United and City and all them man there. Boy, we've spoken about Liverpool, Leeds. We didn't really speak on Leeds. With regards to the Arsenal game today, what do you make of Leeds? Because they should have won today and they didn't.
Yeah, they should have won quite comfortably, to be honest. They were the better team and they had the better chances. Not even being a better team, they had the better chances, but They just weren't clinical. Bamford, this is what frustrates me about Bamford. Even though he's got quite a few goals, he's so wasteful in front of goal, man. And
I wouldn't say today he was wasteful, because the two clear-cut chances that he had, I would say he definitely should have slotted in the goal if he put his foot through it with that chance. But apart from that, the header on the post, and you got to remember they hit the woodwork about 3 or 4 times. So I just think it's definitely, that was an advert of a team that, especially if you're a team that's come up, you need to take your chances.
Definitely.
You have to be in a
game. You have
when
to,
you're
you
on
have
top,
to
you have to be. And what we said about Spurs in terms of like you just taking your chances, being clinical in front of goal, which I think that Leeds have been, it's kind of been 50-50, because there's been games they've been really clinical in front of goal. And just on this occasion, when you come up against the so-called top teams or whatever not, you've got to take your chances, because they were all over us. And you know, I mean, they hit the woodwork 3 or 4 times. Inch to the right, it's gone in. You know what I'm saying? A couple good saves from Leno, but it was just literally that situation. It's like they played good football.
Bamford is
good
not
football.
Clinical. He's not.
And you remember one time I was up on here, I said like I would worry about Leeds in terms of whether or not they will continue trying to play this pretty football, wherever. But I'm encouraged to see that if they continue playing like this, they'll do well. But you still have that cutting edge. You know what I mean?
And it's mad, because that's what I was going to touch on with Leeds. Like for the last 3-4 years, ever since we've been starting to play from the back, everyone's been like, oh, any team that comes up from the Championship that actually wants to play football and try and dictate games, it's not gone well for them. Norwich last year, Fulham the year before, even Fulham to a certain extent this year. And then you look at Leeds, I'm like, don't get me wrong, they're not high in the table, but it's working for them. Like you can actually see the proofs in the pudding. If they carry on working this way, barring the Bielsa burnout, then they can actually seriously do something this season.
The situation.
Go on.
The situation, because you just touched on Norwich. You see Norwich's downfall. Once Pookie stopped scoring goals, that pretty football they were playing. Toothless. So Leeds don't want to be in that situation where you're playing all this great football, and then if you're not scoring the goals to back it,
and it's mad because Fulham was like that as well the year before. They had their previous manager, they had all the pretty football and no goals as well. Yeah.
Again, but I think you are missing. For me, I don't remember Pookie getting loads of chances and missing them last season. It got to a point where that pretty football actually stopped for Norwich, and they stopped creating chances. You know what I mean? With Leeds, they're creating chances. Today is just one of them games. We have to understand that we've watched football for many years, people. You get these games, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
what it is now, you move on to the next game, and next game, they probably tuck that away and they probably win 3. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm crediting Leeds. I'm not discrediting them. I'm saying
I would say the game itself, it was one of those traditional when a team goes down a man, and then we just we stuck behind the ball, we put all our men behind the ball, and then they kind of found it hard to break us down. But it always happens in those situations where you're knocking at the door, and you just don't get that goal. So it is literally one of those games for them. But you're just hoping that it doesn't become more of those games where
it doesn't become a pattern.
You know what I mean? But today's one, you would say, you know what, it was just one of those games, and we at Arsenal were lucky enough to escape there with a point. But Leeds, man, listen, they can ball, man. They can ball, and they've got a manager that definitely can handle the Premier League. So,
I love the way they play. Man.
I love the way they play.
I generally do, because you know what it is, like. It's not like
no superstars
before, but I feel like I haven't seen it before. So it's like, yeah, man, let's watch it.
No superstars. They're just there. They just play. They're kicking their ball and the grit and everything. You like watching the game and you can hear them. They're all talking to each other, like getting onto it, playing, passing, confident. And the good thing I like about Leeds, the good thing I like about Leeds, and I've seen this in many of their games this season. When they identify a situation or space or somewhere where they can hurt a team, they're quick. Relentless.
They're quick,
relentless.
They're quick.
Oh my goodness,
bro. They don't waste time.
Once they sussed out, Pepe wasn't supporting Bellerin as he doesn't anyway in games. They were just attacking on that side, man. And Bellerin was getting ripped.
Nah.
And I remember way Leeds, man.
Even against us, first game of the season, them in transition, I was like, bro, the only team I've seen counter attack this quick with success has been us. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, they know what they're doing still.
They've been good. You gotta rate them. You gotta rate them.
And that's all down to.
I knew you was gonna say this. You know, I waited.
It's all down. This is what I'm saying. People think that I just talk for the sake of talking. Down to coaching. Do you know what I'm saying? From the beginning of time, you get managers like your Jose Mourinho's, your Alex Ferguson's, Pep Guardiola's, the Arsene Wenger's in the early days. All these managers get praise as great. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily say, oh, they had this player, they had that player. You talk about them being great managers for the way that they had their team playing football and what they were producing. Now, all of a sudden, you get teams, and I'm talking about my team here, that has a manager that is not good enough, but then every minute it's the players' fault. Every minute it's the players' fault, where you can then see a Leeds play the way they're playing, but you can't see a Man United play like that against West Brom. If you watch the way Leeds would go and play against West Brom. I don't think they've played them yet. I can't remember that, but Leeds play ball, man, and it's actually frustrating to see, because when I watch my team play, it's a hard watch. When you watch Arsenal play, it's a hard watch. When you watch Leeds play, even if they lose, at least it's entertaining. At least you're playing good football. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I hear that.
What was the last coach that had attractive football at United? Sems.
You mean had the last coach?
Yeah, that played attractive
David
Moyes.
David Moyes. Look, LVG's football to a certain extent, you could think was. No, it wasn't. LVG's football.
So you say
Fergie, innit?
You know what? For a period under Jose in the first season, we played some nice stuff. We did play some nice stuff under Jose.
That hurt him to say that, boy. That hurt him to say that.
No, not at all. The first season, everything. This is what everybody forgets. The first season, everything was blessed. You know what I'm saying? Towards the end, we still did a little bit of sitting back that I didn't like, but everything was blessed after the first season. There was no issues then. It all happened afterwards. Do you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I think we ain't really had nobody play good ball since Fergie is the reality of the situation. You know what I mean? Moyes came in, inherited an old Fergie team, but went from champions to 7th or 8th, whatever it was. LVG
Only Fergie could have turned that league win with them players. There's no
cleverly in the midfield. You know what I'm saying? Like this man was doing wonders. But we had like Van Persie in it, and Van Persie was a G them days. But yeah, man, I'm just making the point, and I would always hammer this point. You need a good coach. You need a good coach. That's the reality of the situation, and it's gonna be we're gonna see whether Arteta is good enough. We're gonna see whether he's good enough. At the moment,
100%. I think the players are letting him down. I think the players are letting him down, though. To be fair.
No, they are, but they're not good enough, and he's not good enough to make them good enough.
You got, as a coach as well, you got to improve players, because Jota was good at Wolves. What we're seeing of him now at Liverpool, man has gone up levels. Do you know what I'm saying? He's gone up levels. That's because the environment he's in, the manager, the coach, the way,
and even the style of play, to just say, look, at Wolves, you probably started dribbling behind the halfway line. Here, you start dribbling 30 yards from the opposition goal. Like, just go. Yes, it's mad still.
Yeah,
let's segue on because there's a comment here. Dominic Calvert-Lewin in a United shirt. I can see it. I can't see it.
I can't.
He's not that good, mate.
He's not good enough.
He's not good enough to play for United. He's not good enough.
And you can see that he's at his level at Everton, because you can see that it's just clicked for him there. Yeah, just clicked. And it's taken
a lot of his goals are very scrappy goals anyway. 6-yard box, bouncing off shins, bouncing off his back.
And he won't be getting them at United. I tell you.
Yeah, mind you, I like those goals. I like a man that can score any. But when you're at top teams, you need to be more playing attractive.
Exactly. Yeah,
you need more. Lie. If you don't have Rodriguez behind him this season, he's not doing what he's doing, innit? It's facts.
Yeah. Because even Lukaku, man, you got this for his scrappy goals at United. So
I know that's it. And he was banging at Everton. So he's a decent striker, but like Dash is saying, he's at his level. Yeah, he's not getting into any top 6 team and playing. So no.
Not even just the fact that he's at his level. I think that this team is just made for him to play that style of the way they play.
It's true.
It's just made for him because I can't even see him being at another team. Like, let's say, push for another team in and around where Everton is. Like, it
like
won't
a
make
Wolves
sense.
or thing.
Yeah. You can't see him at Wolves. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Nah, never. Not even.
Yeah, because again, why wouldn't you see him at Wolves?
He ain't flary like that, man. You know what I mean?
He's not flary like that. So with certain players, you got to play to their strengths. You can't expect him to be doing stuff that he's not comfortable doing. Do you know what I'm saying?
No. You could play to his strengths because if you just play it to him, he's scoring goals. He's gonna score goals, but he's
got
just
4 minutes left, bro. 4 minutes.
He's not gonna be the flavor. You know what I mean? He's not gonna be everybody's flavor. So
Dominic Calvert-Lewin couldn't play in a Wolves side. It just wouldn't work. You can see that it would work.
We know that. But he's doing okay this season. He started off.
Yeah,
well.
man, can't knock him.
But he's doing really well. He's doing really well this season.
Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah,
we'll get into
us.
Well, look,
I
would rather Dominic Calvert-Lewin ahead of Lacazette. That's
100%. How would it suit? We can't even get the ball to our strikers. How can it work?
Yeah.
it ain't gonna work, man.
Nah, but that's a good point as well, though. What's this one? Okay, who is better coach, Rodgers or Poch?
Oh, that's the question. Actually, no, it's not even hard. It's not even a hard one.
It's Pochettino, man.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It can't be. It can't be. It's impossible to be Pochettino.
Why can't it be Poch?
Can I tell you why it can't be Poch?
Yeah,
go on.
Because you need to realize where Rodgers took a dog shit Liverpool team in 13-14, then left after some personal circumstances that literally messed up his mental state. Went to
the same could be said. The same could be said.
No, let
him finish. We're gonna eat him up.
He went Celtic. Yeah, fair enough. They do bits every single year, but he still broke records. Yeah, still broke records, which I heard one of the commentators on the Liverpool game said today. Yeah, they was like, when you're at a really big team that's been making history for years, it's very hard to go in and break that history, and that's something that
I'm not gonna have the Scottish business.
Okay, I'm just saying. You can't congratulate the league.
If Poch went to Celtic, he could go break.
No, but I'm not congratulating Rangers.
If he was at Rangers,
if he was at Rangers
and doing bits at Scotland,
yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, if he was at Rangers,
he's made history on every other team that's won the league there before him.
That's
an achievement in itself. You can't.
All that says is that he's potentially better than the other managers that's been there. That don't mean that he's better than Poch.
No shade to Brendan Rodgers, but no bigger teams coming in for Brendan Rodgers. No bigger team.
What? Who told you that?
What do you mean? Who told me? It's that he's never been linked to no super team. PSG,
he's been linked to Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea is not that. Come on, we're talking about the big.
They're bigger
teams,
than Tottenham,
right?
bro. You can't do that.
What's got to do with anything? We're talking about
at the same time, I'm not seeing Poch at any what's it called, because if he was a really big manager, as you're talking about, a team would have snapped him up by now.
Yeah, that's true. Rodgers will not be out of a job that long after he leaves Leicester. He's gonna have a line of suitors.
If Poch was a big manager, he would have had something lined up regardless. Regardless of maybe his situation with his contract. Wait, regardless of the situation with the contract, the rumored contract, you can't manage for a year, whatever. But sorted out managers, they get snapped up quickly.
But Jose Mourinho didn't get snapped up.
Have you guys seen the kind of players that Rodgers have developed? Rodgers has developed so many young players.
He didn't get snapped up quickly when he left Man United.
No, he didn't. And Pochettino.
How long was it? 6 months. It was only 6 to 8 months.
How many players? Sorry, this argument is redundant about Rodgers has developed players. So is Pochettino. But
Rodgers. Look at the kind of players Rodgers has developed compared to Poch.
Nah, sorry, mate. That doesn't make no sense.
As far as I'm concerned, Poch has done it with one group of players.
No, he hasn't. Southampton, like half the squad was in the England team. With
shit. No, sorry, because I'm thinking of Malaga beforehand. I forgot he was at Southampton. I forgot.
They both play well and improved players, but Rodgers has a trophy. What trophy is that, Saeed?
No, he's got a trophy with Swansea still. I think it was the Capital One Cup.
He's what? Hey, listen. That's
I think they won the Carabao Cup in 2012, innit?
Poch has had no trophies, no managerial trophies in his career. None. Zero.
And he's still considered a better manager than Brendan Rodgers. So what does that go to
He's
show?
not, though.
Exactly what he is considered. So in world football, Pochettino is held in higher regard than Brendan Rodgers. There's no doubt about that.
Honestly, I don't think
Be real.
Be
real. Come on.
So who are we saying this to? Are we just saying it because of the name? Because no, we're saying this because
in Italian
Rodgers is not
and
British.
German football, no shade. No one knows who Brendan Rodgers is.
Probably because he's British and he's only managing England and Scotland.
People know who Pochettino is. Like, you got to be in it. Like,
all right,
cool,
but
like, come on.
You need to argue, yeah. If they both got put in big jobs, yeah, who's gonna do better? And the majority of people will probably put Brendan doing better because he's
I don't think so.
I
think people underestimate what Poch did at Spurs. Like Spurs weren't like nobody like before. He put Spurs in the conversation. He gave Spurs fans a voice. Do you know what I'm saying?
There you go. He gave us an identity.
And you know what it is? Because
under Poch, they were playing serious ball. They then started giving teams problems consistently. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was, and he did all of this without spending P.
Okay, cool. And let me ask you, yeah, because Rodgers basically didn't spend no kind of money at Liverpool, yeah. When we actually challenged, yeah. Was their title challenge anything like ours? Because we're both talking about two teams that ultimately challenged and failed. So whose challenge was actually better, Tottenham's or Liverpool's?
The thing is, though, is you got to look at it's hard to compare eras and times, though. That's a hard question. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a hard question to answer. You can't really say one team's title challenge was better than another team's title challenge. That's a bit
because Liverpool's title challenge has been better than everyone else.
It depends on the era. It depends on the era. It depends on the season.
Yeah,
they were like what, 2 seasons apart? They were only 3 seasons apart.
The reality of the situation is neither won the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Neither won it. Title challenge.
And that's what we have to judge it on who did better on coming close to winning it.
I think Brendan Rodgers is a. Sorry, Dash. I was going to say I think Brendan Rodgers is a top manager, but I think he is held in higher regard and higher team across Europe.
I think the only
he might be. Go on.
I think the only thing that will give Poch the edge is the fact that he's at a Spurs team which has spent close to nothing, and he's established a club to the point where they're at now, and they've been taken over. I think with Brendan Rodgers going to a Liverpool team, which has had the likes of Suarez. You know what I mean? Had the likes of...
You don't need to remember that.
Sterling.
He come there, he
Gerrard,
brought Sturridge. He brought Sturridge in January.
Liverpool team was way better. Way better.
No, our team weren't that great. Like, he got Coutinho when he was there, so he wasn't already there.
Yeah.
We got Sturridge in the January window.
Look at this.
Suarez was already there. So it weren't like
one-sided Liverpool fan is mad.
I know. What's he talking about?
This guy could never say a bad word against Liverpool, boy. It's like against his religion.
It makes sense.
No, but I agree though. Like what Poch was trying to do in 5 years, form a serious title challenge. Rodgers did do with a rubbish squad in that 1 year. Look at the defenders that we had. Yeah,
it wasn't a rubbish squad, man. You lot had a good team.
Colo Touré, Skirtle, flipping John Flanagan at right back. Yeah. Who was our left back? Jose Enrique, who was injured. Simon Mignolet in goal. Jordan Henderson, Coutinho, and Gerrard. That's our quality, yeah. And then Sturridge.
You know what I mean?
And Coutinho weren't even Coutinho then, so you don't even do him like that.
He tried to gloss over the fact that and they're now captain.
With that being said, what were the rest of the teams around Liverpool in that era? What were they saying?
Yeah.
Bro, we had the Chelsea team that won the Champions League that same year. We had the Man City team that were up there. We had the United. The United was not that dead back then. Like they that was the year. Was that the year Alex Ferguson left or the year after?
No. You
you know what I say?
I think City were our challengers them days when we won the league last. It wasn't
I would just say Poch is more name brand. But I don't see an ultimate difference between the both managers. To be fair, that's my opinion.
No. Because you made a good point.
You made a good point because Brendan Rodgers. Look at the name Brendan Rodgers. It's not really going to set things alight across Europe and stuff like that. Yeah, you don't deep that. But at the same time, if you really look at the credentials, you can't wholeheartedly say, "Oh, Poch is the best." Like what is he really?
You literally
And
can't.
what Rodgers as well. You know what I mean? So I think both managers are at the, if you say the bracket, the same bracket of managers. Either or, basically, can put their claim to saying that, oh, they done this or done that. But ultimately, when it's all said and done, what did you win?
Who would have United and Arsenal playing better football?
Say that again.
Which managers would have United and Arsenal playing better football? In you guys'
Who
opinion?
those two?
Yeah, those two.
Didn't get Spurs playing sick football. Spurs
No. I'm not saying
Spurs
that.
finished.
I'm just saying with the players that the two teams have, I think Rodgers would make them play a more attractive football.
I don't see where you got that from. I really don't. Spurs are playing very attractive football. Finished second, we finished third. We got to the Champions League final, all while spending. Our net spend was like 55 million, and is 5 years there. And we were like 6th, 7th we come in. I think.
Bro, I'm not saying you guys never played attractive football. You did.
Yeah, so how are you saying that Rodgers plays more
I'm just saying, if
football?
Rodgers went to these two teams, I think he played more attractive
racist
than
What's
Poch.
racist?
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Saeed goes racist.
I swear, Tottenham fans are in love with Pochettino for a manager that didn't win nothing. You know, I swear down.
Nah, it's not about being in love. I'm just being.
You know what?
Like,
No,
you can't win, innit? You can't win. You can't win.
Yeah. I think the thing is, Anyway, we'll move on. We'll move on.
I think I said the best thing. They're in the same bracket of managers.
No, they are. It was a good debate. Still,
Torch, you brought up Scotland. Like it's all mad.
But I'm not saying man can't do me like that. I'm not saying like Scotland is a hard league. I'm saying, bro, no matter where you are, you could be at Barcelona. If you're a manager and you go to Barcelona and you beat the previous history of Barcelona, that's amazing.
But even that is not the same, because even if you go to Barcelona, it's not a given.
You've got Atletico, you've got Real Madrid, you've got
all right. So if you go to France or you go to Germany,
the league every year. Do you know?
All right, if you go France, Germany, or Italy, and you outdo PSG's points, or you outdo Bayern's points, or Juve's points, then as a manager, I will rate you, because it's like, bruv, there's been 100 other managers.
You know what I would rate if he went to Rangers. If he went to Rangers and then he took Rangers and started batting it up, because Celtic at that point of time are just, man, look at them going for the 10th time.
But look at them now, though. Man, not saying that, but look at them now. And after he's left, if you don't know Scottish football, after he's left, they ain't been the same team. So it clearly wasn't that much of a walk in the park.
Did they win it last season? Did they win it last season?
And they won it last season.
Did they win it last season?
By how many points, though, compared to how they used to win?
They win it last season, Torch.
Yes, but put some context on it, Sam. Are you going to put context on it or not? All right, no context, cool.
Let's move on, man. Let's move on.
Let's move on, because this is Premier League.
Yeah, Chelsea now. Before we wrap up, we're going to just talk on Chelsea quickly. What are you lot saying about them? I watched that game. It was very comfortable for them. Personally, Newcastle are dog doo-doo. I don't rate that team at all. And their manager is awful. And for me, it was just a walk in the park for Chelsea. But they had to do what they had to do. They got 3 points. And they move on. At the moment, they're keeping clean sheets. And they're looking solid. So I think they should be respected.
Shout out to Mendy, their goalkeeper, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Mendy's come in and looking good, man.
You know what? All Chelsea could have asked for at this point in time with the 4 to 5 signings that they had, is for them to gel and blend in. That's all that Lampard was just hoping for, because that was all the talk, innit? Like, you got all these players, but are they gonna be performing, or are they gonna be blending in? And they're performing. They're scoring goals. They're doing what they were, bought for. And you man, if you buy players and they have an impact like that straight away, you're laughing, mate. And this is just earlier on in the season. Yeah, defensively as well, not we, but it was laughed at the fact that they bought Silva. And he's looked like he's calmed their defense. They've brought in the goalkeeper. There was a massive debate in regards to whether or not you're going to drop Kepa, who cost X amount. Maybe a lesser manager would have been crumbling into the fact of having him on a bench. And he's able to have him just chilling out, because when what was the other manager that had Kepa and they were arguing?
Sorry.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Sorry had him, they were arguing, but Lampard has got Kepa. Like, listen, you're gonna have to hold bench, like, to the point even Kepa comes out and goes, you know what? At this point in my career, I might have to learn one or two things, you know, before I can progress to that top level. So I rate Chelsea, man. But this is nothing new with Chelsea, though. It's nothing new. Like, we can't be looking at Chelsea and being like, oh, we're shocked by this. They do this. They've got their things set up properly.
That's true.
And how they buy players, they identify their players. There's no
And it's done.
Yeah, it's
quick.
done. They bring them in. They have their full pre-season with them. It's done. They bring them in. They embed them in the system. It's done. And then when they come together, why are we surprised? Why are we surprised? You know what I mean?
I'm true. They were one of my picks at the beginning of the season still.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
It's just whether Lampard could get them playing or not. That's the only question.
Bro, is Ziyech? He's a baller, bro. I've been waiting for this guy.
Baller,
ever since, bro, like, I don't think, man, I've said this guy's a baller for so many years. And man are telling me, nah, it's the league he plays in. That's why his statistics are mad. I'm like, cool, I get that, bro. But in the UCL, is he delivering against the big teams? And he is time and time again. Like, time and time again. And ever since he come back from injury, because you got injured pre-season against Brighton. Ever since he's come back, I don't think they've lost the game. Like, that's not coincidence.
He's bad.
You know what I say about Ziyech, yeah? He's got preset buttons. You know, when you're playing a game, he does the things like, not to compare him to Iron Robben, but you know, when Iron Robben, you knew that when he sets himself up to take that ball in his left, you know where that ball's going.
Yeah.
And that's what Ziyech does. Yeah. When he opens himself up and he sets, you know, whether it's going to be a delivery, whether it's going to be a pass, whether it's going to be a goal, he's on point. I just don't understand why teams didn't take a punt on him when the Ajax team was being dismantled, because he's a baller, man. No, when he was like worth 20, when he had that 25 million buyout clause, and Arsenal were either trying to go for Ziyech or Mahrez, and then we didn't buy neither. Let's just think, why are you not taking this player while he's on this cheap? I just don't understand. And the good thing about I like about Lampard, he's got Havertz playing. He's got do you see what's run? What's his name?
Werner.
Yeah. I didn't even know he had pace like that.
Yeah, no, I can't lie.
No.
I knew he had pace. I didn't know he had pace.
I knew he had pace, but yeah, he's not clinical.
Nah, not like that. I didn't think that.
No, but I thought his pace was off the ball. Like, I thought if you give him a ball in the hand, he's gonna catch it. I didn't know man could dribble and then burst through two defenders like boom, like this is what I'm on. You know one point.
Yeah, but we know he's got pace though. That's
I didn't know he had pace.
Nah, not like that. Because even one point when we bought Sanchez, Sanchez had pace in La Liga. Like, he's got. When he came to the Premier League, like, he ain't really got pace like that. Werner's pace is off the ball,
Werner's
on the ball.
He's cutting.
Yeah, man.
I think that's basically a lot of his game is pace. I struggle to see the hype. I'll be honest, man.
I'm very impressed with him.
I'm very impressed by him. I like it.
Yeah, same. I love his all-round game. Like, just looking at him, I just look at him and I think, you're a footballer still. I like you a lot. Honestly,
I remember at the World Cup, there was a lot of people saying that Werner was much better than he was level. So I was watching him closely, and I didn't really see much. Even in the Champions League last year against us, we had
he's performing.
What more do you want to see? He's doing okay. He's doing okay. I wouldn't be going crazy. He's not turning.
When I say that he's performing, you just put it into context. He's just been bought. He's just come into the Premier League, and this is what you can hope for a player that you buy. Like, he's hit the ground running. He's scoring goals.
He has still like.
He's doing okay. Let's not gas it up. He's doing okay. Like, let's be real, innit? He's not coming.
I'm being real. Like.
He's not doing bits. He's doing okay. He's doing okay. There's a lot of strikers better than him. Like, even Patrick Bamford
this is his
first
this is his first 8 games of a first. Patrick Bamford has been in and out of the Premier League. He's playing in England. This is his first 8 games.
Making excuses. He's doing okay. And Ziyech is around. Sorry, not Ziyech. Werner's around quality. That all the players around him are ballers. Do you know what I mean? He's doing okay, but I'm not going to be like, oh my god, yeah, he's this, he's level. No, he's not. He's okay. No, that's it.
I can't lie.
I can't agree with you. I can't agree with you.
I agree with you, Pat.
Yeah, like I've not seen anything to be like, oh my god. Do you know what I mean? That's just me being real.
No one said. You know what it is?
It's not. I haven't seen any goals to make me think, oh my god, wow. But I've just seen him play football in that team and just say, you know what, it works. and I like it. So
Exactly.
let's do this.
Apart from Werner's
sometimes
goals and penalties, by the way.
Sometimes we got to do sometimes we got to do the eye test as well, man. Don't forget the eye test.
And I've been doing the eye test.
And that eye test is way better than Firmino. I'm telling you, as a Liverpool fan.
I watched him at the World Cup. I watched him against us last year in the Champions League, home and away, and I've watched him this season. And he scored
against you guys. He scored against you guys.
He's gonna clock you next week. You know what? You got Chelsea next.
From the penalty spot, he's winning us. So
he's got you lot next week. He's got you lot next week though. So you see that's a real eye test.
Yeah,
word. Up close and personal.
That'll be the real. That'll be a personal eye test. That'll be a personal eye test.
He's gonna outdo your main boy Kaney.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Simple.
You know what it is?
No, he's not. Like what?
So far,
Thank you, Saeed. Yeah, I can't believe that either. I can't believe Samson Pat don't rate Timo,
man.
I think he's decent. Didn't say
like what Daniel said. Yeah, this hair that Werner miss ain't spoken about. Now Werner is getting ample chances in the game to score his goals. He's missing some chances at the moment.
That's what I'm saying.
But again, that won't get spoken about because Werner's coming with a big reputation.
Yeah, and he's playing for Chelsea.
No, that's not why it's not getting spoken
about.
The reason why it's not getting spoken about is because he's in the right area to get more and more chances. Remember, people only get onto a striker when he's not doing the right thing. I.e. Martial. He's not doing enough. That's why man are getting onto him. But because Werner's moving around...
Say that again. He's not doing enough.
No. If that was Martial, Martial was
Timo's still
the same
doing
thing
enough.
Werner was doing, then you might be slating him. I don't get it.
Man, I'm forgetting. Did he contribute to a direct goal yesterday? Yes.
The thing is, you know what's funny, yeah? You know what's funny?
I'm confused.
Exactly. It's
confused about what?
It's all confusing because now man is saying if you're in the positions, then you're not getting cussed. Do you know what I'm saying? It's all mad. It's all mad.
It's always been like that, though. It's always been like that.
You know what? I hear you. I totally hear you, Torch, and I agree with you. As when you're a striker, that's what all the talk was. If you're not getting in the positions to score, then there's a problem. If you're getting in the positions and you're missing, then that's it's not good. But the energy is totally different when it's one player, totally different when it's another player. Because
what player is that?
I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna bother mention. We're not gonna go over that again.
I don't watch United enough. You tell me. Does he get in all the right positions?
Martial. The energy is different when it's Werner. The energy is different when it's Martial. That's what he's saying.
Martial's been there for 5 years. He's not doing it.
Oh, come on.
This whole
by the way, I didn't say I didn't rate Werner. I think he's decent.
You know what it is. You know what it is. The question is, is Martial good enough to be on number 9 long term? If you had a good enough team around them, that's the question.
Yeah, and he answered that question last season. But again, no one you won't speak about that because he's been there 5 years. He's been there 5 years. You know what
it is? It's like when Liverpool weren't winning stuff and we had Sturridge doing bits, you won't really remember that. Do you know what I mean? You won't remember that.
Sturridge was a baller.
You'll remember that, but you won't remember
he used to miss a lot of chances as well, though, man. He wasn't as prolific, and then he had that purple patch where he's just doing
the
bits.
problem with Man United is we will create 2 chances a game. That's the problem. So if you don't take one of them chances, then it's peak. Last season when these lot was in there getting their goals, Rashford's, Martial's, these men were getting their goals, we were able to create some chances.
Would you say Martial's prolific? Would you say he's prolific?
Yeah, I would.
I don't know if I
would for the chances he gets, he's prolific.
So who's the most prolific player in your squad then?
Pat, be real though, man. Is Martial prolific?
For the chances he gets, he's prolific.
I don't.
I don't think Rashford is either.
Yeah. For the chances he gets, he's prolific. Rashford will get more chances than Martial. Rashford would miss more chances than Martial. I don't know why we're always talking about Martial anyway.
You know what it is?
With Martial, it's really bad because it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because when he comes off the back of a good season, people say, well, he's been there 5 years. He should have been doing that anyway. And as soon as he goes through a rough patch, he's been there 5 years. It's just silly.
If you can't even be solid with the thought of the fact that he can be your number 9, then that says it. That says it all.
No, I said I am solid with it. What do you mean? I can't.
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
he did.
I heard wrong. Anyway, Timo Werner, man. Like for me,
he's a decent player, but he's
eight games in the Premier League, and for me, if you buy a player, you want him to. What he's doing right now, this is what you would want from your player that's cost X amount of money, that's come with the hype or whatever, the you know what I mean, the reputation. This is what you would want in the 8 games that he's played. I think he's been doing well.
And even when Chelsea have had bad performances, i.e. the Liverpool game, he was their shining light, bro. 2-0 down,
bro.
Man gets the ball, runs with it, dribbles, gets the penalty. Jorginho goes and misses the penalty. Like,
he's been a problem for them. He has, man. He has.
Shining light, boy. I haven't seen him be a shining light. I'll be honest.
I watched that whole game. He was the only one.
Ziyech has looked a shining light. I've not seen. Because you know what's funny as well is bare people that I've spoken to when I was talking about taking Werner out my team. Them man are cussing me for still having him in my team. Do you know what I mean? Like Werner has not been putting up trees even with the eye test, because it is the eye test that I'm talking about. I've watched their games. I've watched Werner play. But anyway, we'll see what happens come the end of the season. It's nearly 2 hours now. This has been a long one.
It's a good one, though. It's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one, man.
Do you know what it is?
Sebs, we're gonna swap seats next week anyway. So you know how we do.
Swap seats.
Yeah, man. Arsenal, Man United, innit?
Man United.
You're gonna be down
with the questioning.
No.
I'm talking about United.
Yeah. No. I get you.
Until we get a proper manager, we're not doing anything, and it's just the cycle continues. We'll just have to wait now. Wait for a new manager to come in, and then we can maybe do something. That's just the reality of the situation.
Is Ollie's license still revoked? Is his license still revoked?
Look, none of you lot rate Ollie. Do you know what I mean? So I don't need to come up here.
No, bro. I don't think Ollie's as shit as people make it out.
Yes, neither do I.
You beat PSG. You beat Leipzig 5-0.
Yeah, because you're not understanding, Torch. Those are not the games that we struggle in. Those don't make up the majority of the Premier League season. The majority of the Premier League season, teams are going to sit back, and you have to be creative to break them down.
Yeah, but bro, that takes a while, you know. Do you know it's so funny because let me tell you something, yeah. Do you know what it is? Because of where United's because of how it's happened over the last few years, I get it. Your fan base is impatient. But do you not remember when Klopp came, bro? We had problems breaking down teams. All the big games, we had this conversation.
Liverpool
we won
did.
the big games.
Yep.
There was not a problem. But when it comes to the little teams, we got smoked. The last thing to beat us at home at Anfield was Swansea because we couldn't break them down. If Philip Coutinho was not on that pitch, he might as well say, just put a accumulator on Liverpool to draw or lose. I promise you, that's how it was. But obviously, coaching, time with the same.
I remember them Liverpool days.
Klopp used to say that a lot. Time with the same group of players. It's not necessarily him getting to know the players. It's the players getting to know each other as well. When to make the run, when not to make the run, when to release the pass, when not to release the pass. So it's like I'm not saying Ollie is that good of a manager where you give him a year from now and maybe you will start beating the shit teams. But obviously, 8 games in the season, you lot are fighting relegation. It's still a bit reactionary.
We're not even fighting relegation. It's so silly.
I like that. It's serious until that.
Do you know why? He was deep in what he was saying until what?
No, the thing is the problem is people are going on like Ollie's been there 5 minutes. Ollie ain't been there 5 minutes. Ollie's had over 100 games in charge of Man United now. Do you know what I'm saying? Over 100 games. So if my man can't identify a way to play against these smaller teams now, when are we going to see it?
But it's tough though, man, because we've seen it in the Premier League. This low block situation with teams that are finding it difficult. So
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not easy, man. It's not easy until you've got until you maybe got the players or the system that is suited to the players. Then it's not going to be easy. As we saw with Liverpool, they didn't have the players to play the system that he's playing now.
We didn't.
You know what I mean?
Because
so until you get those players, then you can identify the system that you need in order to. This low block business, no joke, you know,
bro. The two best teams to beat a low block, yeah. What's the blueprint? Two wingers and
I hear that, Sam. I hear that.
So you lot can your low standards. I'm not in there. I'm not there. 100 games. We need to move on now because we need to start getting back to building this team into a winning team to get us back to where we should be. I'm not on this. Low block and give him time, and he's had time. We're not seeing any direction. We're not seeing any change. So we keep it moving. Anyway, let us know where they can find you because it's 2 hours. This has been the longest one we've done.
It's been the best one. I love this. It's been good, man.
No, this one's been jokes still.
It's been good. It's been real good.
Off the cuff.
Pat, sign out for me, please.
Yeah, Patrick Tyrant. You can find me on Twitter. Same tag name, Patrick Tyrant. Instagram. Shout me on that.
And the Invisible Man. Talk to us.
Hollow Man.
So it's Torch, but for look for me on Insta. What happened? F-ball. Just look out for the series, man. I'm gonna start part 2 tomorrow inside of Berahino, so look out for that.
Wicked. And Dash.
Yeah, man, you can find me on YouTube. I got my show there, A Dash of Sports, currently on episode 32. So come and find me, man. Dash Active TV, A Dash of Sports, where I talk about all things sports related, hot topics, and trending stories.
Wicked, man. And thank you all for all those that watched and stayed and stuck with us for 2 hours, boy. That is some dedication, boys. I love you all. Blessed for that. And yeah, man.
Thanks for having us on again. Where's my manners?
Nah, man.
Yeah, man. Sam, appreciate it, man.
You guys
always
make the show, man.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming on and giving up your time. But you know what? You guys, I'm your pundit. These were my pundits. Until next week, we are out. Peace, people. Bless.
Cool.